Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. It is the Daily Dish, and it's Wednesday. You know what that means? Anybody familiar with Wednesdays, what we do here on Wednesdays? You know what it is. It is Wise Women's Wednesday. Hello, Jocelyn, Kathy, and Alice. Good to have you in the house. Glad you're all here. I'm excited about today. Hi, Lizzie. I'm excited about today. And you know why I'm excited about today? I'm going to take you all the way in. You ready for it? You ready? Because wise women gather together so that we can learn from one another. That's simply that incredible, isn't it? Doris, Jackie, hello. And today, we discussed on Monday, if you were here, we talked about willpower and the myth of willpower. Cheers. Here's to you, Miss Mother Hen. Glad to have you here. Willpower is such an interesting thing because we have this myth. There's a myth that we think that we lack it. And that's the reason why we can't get things done or we can't get whatever. I'm here to tell you that's not true. And as a matter of fact, this is the thing that you need to know, and this is the thing that you need to understand. There's a lot of obstacles out there parading around that as truths, or so we think. It's myths. We're going to bust some of them up today because I don't ever want to see you push back or feel like there is no way to get to your goals. That's just not true. So, Anne, I'm glad to have you here in the house. Catherine, you too. It's lovely to have you here. And Jane, my goodness, it's nice to have you as well. Excuse me, I'm a little snotty. What can I say? Snot happens. All right, so let's get busy with this. Are you ready? First things first. You know what wise women do? They take care of their skin. You know why wise women take care of their skin? It's a reflection of what's going on the inside. Now, when we take care of our skin, it has a lot to do with what we're putting on the inside of our bodies, as well as what we're putting on the outside. Our skin is our biggest organ. And I will tell you, you can have gorgeous skin at any age. I firmly believe this. We have the skincare to do that. We do. We also have all the stuff that you want to put on the inside. But I'm living proof. Remember how fast my face healed from this face plant that I did in May, right? You could barely see the little scar that was left. Barely see it. There's no makeup on that, by the way. That's it right there. Pretty good, right? That's the collagen. But you know what else I used religiously? Our Deep Moisture Serum. Our Deep Moisture Serum is thebomb.com. One of the things that makes it completely different than anything else is that it has this teeny tiny microscopic oil in it, the rice bran oil, and a whole bunch of other stuff that calms inflammation, because inflammation of the skin is a deal, and nourishes it. This is skincare so good you can eat it. Because if you will not eat your skincare, if your skincare is so full of poisons and toxins and what have you, that's not going to help you out. I'm sorry. It might make your skin better, but it's not going to help your body, and this skincare will. We have this on a BOGO. So if you buy one, you're going to get one free. Unless you think this doesn't last a long time, oh my gosh, it lasts forever. Don't you love it? Lizzie says she loves the skincare, the serum. The serum is everything. The smell of it, everything about it is gorgeous. And you will love what it does for your skin. And, I would just say get the whole skincare kit simply because it is that good. And it lasts a long time. It really does last a long time. Deborah, I'm glad you're here. Chris, hello. I'm glad you're here too. Thank you. Catherine said I had a nice tan. I do have a tan. And but this tan is also just FYI. This is with a good sunscreen. So that's pretty good. Anyway, buy one, get one, savingdinner.com/BOGO. And I want you to go look at it. You can see everything that you need to know about this serum because it is a serum. It is going to feed your skin on the outside in. Yeah. He used it after you had some moles removed, healed up very quickly. Yeah, this is incredible stuff. So there. I'm just letting you know. Buy one, get one. Savingdinner.com, BOGO. You'll love that. Also, our Crave Water, I think we're out, aren't we, Jenny? I should probably not be showing this. I think we're out. I'm going to just put it right here. But you should go look at the Crave Water page anyway. Savingdinner.com/Crave Water. If you have Crave Water, that'll show you exactly how to make it. Yep, we have no Crave Water. Crave Water's gone. Such great stuff. You guys, tastes delicious. Taste like lemonade. And I don't know about you, but when something tastes good, it's easy to do, isn't it? And if you want to keep your cravings at bay, or if you're trying to quit smoking, for example, it'll help with that. Whatever it is, there's the same area of the brain. We call it the pleasure center of the brain because that same area of the brain, it's everything. This is the place where you light up, and this is the cravings and all the rest of it. Jeanette, hello. So anyway, if we can do this, we're good. We can do it, right? All right. Anyway, I'll tell you more about everything else. My phone's kind of going a little bonkers right now. And anyway, Crave Water, you know about the skincare, and you also know about Full Bloom. It's happening. More than enough. More than enough. That is our theme this time. And the reason why is I want to get us past this idea of just surviving. There's this thing called thriving, and each one of us have been put on this planet to do so. You are way more than enough, sister. And this is what you're going to be doing. It's savingdinner.com/Bloom. It's happening on July 22nd. If you go to savingdinner.com/Bloom, you'll find the whole shooting match. Everything is there. July 22nd is on a Saturday, and it will be from 9 a.m. Eastern until 5 p.m. We have breaks set for it, the whole bit. We have things that we're going to be doing together. It's going to be a really incredible time. And I'll tell you, the women that gather on that day, we bond together pretty close, don't we? So I'm just putting it out there. Go take a look at the page and see if it's right for you, because it's coming up in just 14 days. I don't know. Do the math. I can't. I don't have math. All right. I don't have math skills. What else? Oh, let's talk about the quote of the week. It's better to look ahead and prepare than to look back and regret. Now, said by, of course, an Olympic athlete. Of course. This is what Olympians do. They bite the bullet. They do the work. And they don't want to look back and regret. If you're trying to get to the Olympics, you got some goals there, don't you? Well, we might not be I'm going to the Senior Games. How's that? Senior Games. So the Senior Games are happening in October. I'm getting ready for that. I am getting ready for that. So I don't know. I'll let you know how that goes. But it's just cool to qualify and get to go in the first place. All right, you've got all of the things, and don't forget, we also have free shipping, $300 and over. You spend in our shop, I'm going to give you free shipping as long as you live in the lower 48. That's what we do. Just letting you know. All right, so you have all the details for all the things that are happening here at Saving Dinner. And did you see on Monday's show where we talked about willpower? I also talked about oh my goodness, I can't remember the name of the book, but it's a Benjamin Hardy book, Willpower, The Myth of Willpower or something. I can't remember the name of the book, but really good book. And I really enjoyed it. I was impressed with it. And it was interesting because one of the things that I've been preaching for a long time has been this whole idea that you have to set your environment up for success. It's one of his big needle movers in his book. And I was like, did you get that from me? I don't. Probably not. I'm not the first one to think that one out. Trisha, hello. Wow. Okay, so that's interesting. Trisha's here and she said, my friend's daughter is finally on the Olympic team. She missed her goal twice before. She persevered and now she is in. I just want to say something about that. We might not be Olympians, but by gum, we have goals. By gum, we have dreams just like an Olympian does, right? And I don't know where you are, and I don't know how old you are, and all the rest of it, but we need to have that same kind of intensity, maybe not like that same kind of intensity. But if it means something to us, we have to prioritize these goals. We have to make them a part of our daily lives. And so today, what I want to do is diss some myths, because there's a whole bunch of myths that we believe to be actual truths that are not, that are holding us back from attaining those goals. One of them, the big one, I think, is willpower, because willpower isn't something that some people have and some people don't. It's not true. And it's not that some people are super endowed with more willpower than others. It's that they've learned the secrets of willpower. And the secrets of willpower are that you set your environment up for success. That's one of the biggest secrets of willpower. And you put the pressure on yourself, you schedule things out, you do things that are going to move the ball down the field. Am I right? Well, apart from willpower, there's a few other misconceptions about what the thing is that's going to help you attain your goals. And I want to bust each one of them. Are you ready for this? Let's get busy with this because it's important. Number one is the overnight success myth. Have you ever looked at somebody and they said, well, look at them. They're just like an overnight success. But we have this notion somehow, and social media has really, I think, made it even worse. But one of the things that social media has done is given us this idea that these people just popped out of nowhere and they hardly did any work. It was just one day they were, singing in their basement, and the next day they got signed by a major label. And guess what? Not true. They worked for that. I believe that this is overnight success myth is a lot like what we see of an iceberg. What we see of an iceberg is only the little, tippy top. And right below is where all that work is. So, a lot of times too, it's kind of clickbait stuff. Have you noticed that? I mean, haven't we all noticed that? There's so much clickbait out there and ads and garbage out there. But it's consistent effort that gets the prize. Not just this one and done. Every once in a while, somebody hits the lottery like that. But for the most part, no, that's not the case. So remember this, next time you think that somebody's an overnight success, do a little work. Go figure it out, because for the most part, not true. Number two is the self-made myth. And this is where you think somebody's just scrapped themselves together and they were able to do these things all by themselves and nobody helped them. Well, guess what? That is not true. And if you are a part of our Hot Melt community, you have been helping somebody succeed in there. Did you know that? We fail to mention oftentimes the importance role of people in our lives who have helped us and pushed us and encouraged us and supported us along the way. There's plenty of people like that. And in our community, we have them in spades. So everyone who's had success in one way or another has had help along the way. It means something to that person. I shared with you something that somebody had said to me that was very, very encouraging when I was first, coming along in pickleball. And this is why I really want to encourage you to use your voice, to speak up, to be the supportive sister that you can be, and the encourager that you can be. Those words might mean the difference with somebody staying in the group and succeeding, or just saying, I'm out of here, and Irish goodbying us, right? We can be that kind of encouragement. And isn't that exciting? It's kind of a responsibility too. And that's why nobody is self-made. Everybody has had help along the way. Number three is there's this I'm not good enough myth. Have you ever said that about yourself, that you're not good enough? You have this self-limiting belief that you're not good enough, or you don't have what it takes in order to get these things done. Anybody said that before? Pinkies up. I have. Of course you have. We all have. We dismiss ourselves. way too often that we just don't have it. And you know what? You know where the biggest thing comes in? You know why we're doing that? Comparison. Comparison is the thief of all joy, isn't it? Last time I checked, we all have our own unique abilities. We all have our own sets of skills and talents and what have you. Nobody has it all, not a soul. So we have to understand sometimes success looks different for other people than for us. And we also have to understand that when we are comparing ourselves, we aren't allowing ourselves to grow, because the growth is in the not giving up and the staying consistent and doing the work. That's where it all happens. That's where the magic is. Not comparing yourself to Mary over here or Susan or whatever, but looking at yourself and comparing yourself from this week to that week. That's where we can get analytical. That's where we can tighten up our schedules. That's where we can customize our plans. That's where we can get things done in a way that not only helps us to grow, but also doesn't have to take somebody else along the way. You know, it's just crazy. There's also this thing called this myth of linear progress, where you think this is how it's all going to go, just bzz, 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 like that. Anybody have that kind of success? Or did you go like this, down in this, and this, and this, and this, and this, kind of up and downs and up and downs? What does that look like? Sometimes I call that the success cha-cha, because you are successful for 3 steps and then you come back 1 or 2 even, and then you do it again, and then you maybe come back again. And this is how we learn. This is how we know what works for us and what does not. There is no linear. Nobody does that. Wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be easy if it were so? But it's not. And that's one of the reasons people get hung up and stop and quit on themselves, is that they think they should be doing this. Well, it's this, and then it comes flatline sometimes. I can't remember who exactly it was, but somebody had posted in our Hot Melt Sprint group that they hadn't lost any weight, but their clothes were fitting looser and they're like inches around their belly and all of that. And my remark was, hey, congratulations, you lost fat. And I'm telling you, these people decline. I said, you lost fat and you lost, and you gained muscle. That's why your weight stayed the same. This is why the tape measure is your best friend, by the way. And this is interesting, because then it shows that was, you know, this kind of progress, right? Progress was made. We just didn't see it in the same way that we're used to seeing things. So we need to really make sure that we are always putting on our analytical glasses and taking a look at what's part and parcel. So just remember, you had the setback, you had a detour, you had an obstacle that you had to deal with, life got in the way, whatever it is, however you want to name it, that's part of it. Because the journey is incomplete if it's perfect. There's no such thing, by the way. And when we can look at these things and say, you know what? I learned what didn't work, and have an Edison moment with it, then we see ourselves in a completely different light, don't we? We see ourselves as somebody we're strivers. We're working this. We're figuring out what the best plan for us is. And let me just give it to you straight right out of the chute here. Every single one of you, every single one of us, me included, we all need to customize things so it fits us. You and I don't wear the same size shoe or the same size jeans or even the same glasses. We all have customized fits that fit us. And when we can realize that and understand that, we're going to be a little more gentle on ourselves, a little more gracious, and we can allow for the detours and the bumps and the, you know, obstacles along the way. Because the obstacle is the thing that's going to teach us. That's the other thing. It's going to teach us, and it's going to show us, and we're going to find out a little bit more about ourselves. That's important stuff. Number 5 is that hard work equals success. Okay. Does it? Not always. And I will tell you this, hard work is necessary oftentimes for success, but it's not the only ingredient, is it? It's not the only ingredient. Sometimes it's a matter of learning how to work smarter, learning how to figure things out, learning that sometimes smarter is better than harder. And what I mean by that is, for example, we think that we need to stack the day in a certain way. Well, what if we spread things out a little bit more? What if we put it at the tail end of the day instead of the front of the day? What if that worked better for you? Then what we understand is this smarterness that we're looking at has allowed us to figure out what works for us and not against us. Because if we have too many things stacked up, like at the beginning of the day, and you've got the commute going, you've got the kids to take to school or whatever the heck you have going on, and you can learn to move things around so that it fits you, same thing that we're talking about, then we're working less hard and we're working more smart. And you know what happens with that? Then we get balance back and we get rest, we get recovery, we get breathing room. And that all equals success because we all need that. We need to be able to see some success along the way. And the last one, it's the perfection myth. We think that before we can start, everything's got to be perfect. We've got to have our ducks in a row, right? That's what they think. We think that. But what about this? What about in reality, we learn and we see, our mistakes are part of the process. The mistakes are going to teach us. Remember the experience file? The experience file gives us a lesson out of something that didn't work out. It gives us a lesson. So we can look at that and we can get the value from that learning experience. There's always value there. And then we can go for improvement. We can say, you know what, this is what I want to do instead. And when we understand that it's all about excellence, it's not about perfection, and it will never be about perfection on this side of glory, then we can relax a little bit into what it is that we're doing and give our best effort, because that's the only requirement ever, giving it our best effort. And guess what? Our best effort will lead us to sustainable success and to achieving our goals. I know that for a fact because I've been there and I've done that. And you know what? Each one of us have been in the place of struggle, of obstacles, of disempowering beliefs, of things that we just are insurmountable, or so we think. But if we can step back and we can start saying, you know what, though? I don't need to work harder. I need to work smarter. This isn't working for me. You know what else I need to do? I need to take a step back because I'm expecting myself to be perfect, and I can't do that. I've proven that over a whole time, my whole lifetime, right? We can take a look at it and say, it's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be self-made. I am good enough. And linear progress, not so much. It goes all over the place, kind of like a roller coaster. So here's the thing. You all know this, but put it into practice, because putting this stuff into practice means you're going to be a whole lot more gracious about yourself. And not only that, but you're going to see yourself as someone who is on the journey of success. And sometimes it just doesn't look pretty. But I will tell you this, if you hang in there and you keep analyzing and you stay the course, you're going to find yourself in a whole different place. It might not go as fast as you want, but it will go the way it needs to go. And let me say this, the journey is more important than the goal, because the journey is the teacher and the journey is where the wisdom is gleaned. And I will tell you what, every single one of you have this and have the capacity for it, have the support system set up for it, and have a bunch of people who are rooting and cheering for you, including me. So don't ever think that you've got all these barriers to success. You do not. You have everything at your fingertips if you say yes to it. And I don't know about you, but I say yes to the things that make me feel vibrant. Don't you? I do. I also say yes to a community like the one we have. It's a sisterhood. I also say yes to opportunities to invest in myself and to become the very best version of myself. So I hope I'm going to see you at full bloom, because you are more than enough and you deserve to be living an abundant life. Amen. Now, I will tell you this. If you missed any of our announcements, they are always available to you on the announcement page. You can find that at savingdinner.com/announcements. I thank you so much and appreciate you all. Thanks for joining me for this Wise Women's Wednesday, and I will see you tomorrow, Thirsty Thursday. Peace be with you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.